Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Nana here, Judy Allen, also known as Judy Allen in San Antonio, Texas. We're your third alternative to the best there is, and Father's Day weekend is this Sunday. So we'll be making the last one here live because next week we'll do another alternative, but it won't have anything to do with Father's Day. Today we're going to do just some simple tweaks to what we've done before just to show you how you can do that and make another card so easily if you don't want them all the same. All right, so let's go down the hands and let's do this. All right, so here's the ones we've already made. These, the first top three were in the kit, and the two below are not. Okay, these are the alternatives I've already made. So yes, this is live, and I have my phone active today because I have a family member that may need to contact me, and it's very important. So there you go. So this is what we've done. This is what we made last week. This is the graduation fold. And this is the one we're going to make again because I had a son over, and he was really awed by some of this. So I went ahead and gave it to him again, okay? So here we go. So I did this last week. I'm going to show you too. I have it flat this time, all right? I'm going to show you the difference. We're just going to tweak it different from last week, right? So for me, when I do this, it's the 8.5 by 8.5. I fold it on diagonal first because I know this is going to have to fold in, okay? And then next, I'm going to go and fold on my straight lines. And I have another straight line here too. So this was 8.5, 8.5, and it's scored 4.25 on both sides. And then we just diagonally came across from point to point to get this here. This is going to be folded in, okay? So you do however you want to do it, but the bottom line is, let's see if I got that right. I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit anxious to hear back from somebody today. It's a medical thing, so you just hear back from them. That's who I'm waiting for to call because they're having to go and get some tests done. So they may need me, I don't know. So anyway, that's how it's going to go, all right? It's just going to fold in where we did like this, and all right? So from here, we're going to decorate it. All right, now I'm going to hold this to you. So I'm going to do this. So let me show you how I'm going to do this here. I'll put this aside a second so you won't focus on that. So this, I got the basics here that what I did last week. All right, and let's see, we got some tan here also. Actually, it wasn't really tan. It was this right here. I'm looking at it. I'm going to have another one too. All right, that's okay. We could cut it. We're easy. Let's see how we like this. If you don't, we can go to the solid. Okay, I was just doing this just a little bit, just to get a little bit different look, okay? It's the same but different, right? Okay. And this is in the kit, so I just cut it down to a 4 by 4. That's what I did here. The second thing I'm doing is I'm rotating this. We're going to do it this way. So this one's done sideways, if you look at this here. So I'm going to do this one straight up and down. So I'm just trying to show you some of the differences of things that we're doing, just so that you know. Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and just do this a little bit quicker for us. So we're just going to make some subtle changes, right? But by making subtle changes, they're different. And you could just as easily go up and down or turn it the other way. Again, that would be another look. This is the one I'm doing today, then. All right, the other thing that I'm adding that I did not have last week is I'm having this here. And this is actually just, I'm trying to think which one that was from. Anyway, it's from a die set. And I'm going to put this up here on dimensionals, just like we did last time. And let's see here. Let's get this on here. It's sort of funny. So I'm live, so who I'm waiting for hasn't called. I get other people calling, contacting. It's too funny. Well, it's not really funny, but it's just how life goes, right? So yeah. So while I'm waiting to hear from one person, I get other people. All right, so what we're going to do with this is, this one, like you see, we've made that change here, and we're just going to put this right here. Now you have choices. You can either put it there, or we can put it up on dimensionals, right? It's all a particular preference. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it up on dimensionals because I can. And we may have to make another alternation when we get to the bottom, but that's okay, right? That's what it's all about, is learning. Teach me, Nana. That's the goal, is to teach you something, right? Teach you something different. So today is just really teaching you how you can just add things whether it's a square, a circle, words, whatever you want to do a little bit differently, just position it differently, right? Just to get a little bit different look. So I'm gonna do it like this right here. All right. So I have my Happy Father's Day already done, and I'm gonna show you. This was actually this one too. With the die set, they have a set right here, and I sat there, and these are 4 dies that were in for this quarter. So I'm actually showing you because I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use the thanks or the outline of the butterfly. I did it because I wasn't sure what I wanted to add, but I did do thanks here just to show you how that die cuts. And there's the butterfly. And this one I am going to use, but not right here at this moment. So what we're going to use is this right here. And I decided not to use the blue, and I'll tell you why. As we go to put this on here, which we're fixing to do, it's always good to sort of know where you're going, right? So when I add this here, if I'd added the other blue piece, it would have been I've been at the edge. I didn't want to be at the edge, okay? So that's why I'm just doing Happy Father's Day to you. Yes, this is the coordinating paper that is with a kit. Well, I should say it's coordinated paper with the CSP paper from Stampin' Up! That coordinates with this kit here. But I'm actually going to get this envelope here in a second and slice and dice it too, because we need another wood piece in a minute on the inside. So when you go to put this down here, you have choices. You can either put it right here, right, or you center it. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to do it off center. So if I off center, I really didn't have enough room to put the blue that I just had in my hands. Because you're at the edge of the page. I mean, you'd have to put it like right at the bottom. Could we do it? We could, but I really didn't want to. Unless you're out there and you say, Judy, you really should do that, and then I'll do it. But otherwise, at the moment, I'll leave it alone. So if you decide and tell me that you think it would really look better with that blue, just let me know, because I'm going to put this at the top. And that way, if by your comments or I change my mind, I can add that blue and it won't be a problem, right? Because I left space on the bottom here that I could easily adhere the blue to this. So that's what the other thing I do too, right? I leave myself with options just in case I change my mind, because I have been known to sit up there and sleep and wake up the next day, even though I had something planned, and change my mind, right? Okay, so just gonna do this right here. Right about here. And now I don't want to go over, right? Because this just fits in an envelope. So it's not like you got an extra of anything there. You don't. Alright, so I'm just going to put that right there. And that's how the front of my card's going to look. Alright? So you can see we just added a few things. We took away the blue at the bottom. And we get a different look, right? So that's what it's about. Alright, let's do the inside now. Just a second here. Somebody is reaching out there. Yeah, so yeah, it's Friday, right? I don't know you got any plans this weekend. Oh, hold on just a second. Make sure it's not the call I'm looking for. Hello? You can, but can I give you a call back because I'm in the middle of something? Okay. If you gave me about 30 minutes. All right. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So again, it's not the call I'm looking for, right? All right, this one here, this is actually on the bottom. So if I showed you last week's, and I could put it on the top, but I'm not because I'm going to do a gift card thing again. All right, this is what I did last week. So this week, we're going to do similar but different, okay? So we're going to keep this the same where I stamped the trees on it. You know, life is an adventure, right? Sometimes it's not the adventure we were looking for. And we didn't create the adventure, right? But it just happens. All right, so this is what we're going to do differently. We're going to add this to the bottom. So, yes, we're just going to do the edges. So, I'm just going to use a little glue. And it'll still be a pocket holder. So, this is the one that changes. I want to put "You're the best there is." It just seems like when we do Father's Day cards, there's just not enough you can say, right? So I'm going to try to get all in there, all the words that are in the kit in one card, and this is how I was going to do it. And I'm just lightly doing the edges, okay? Because I've got to be able to put I'm going to be able to put a gift card in here, and I'm just going to tuck it in there is all I'm going to do. And at first I wasn't sure what I was going to get people for gift cards, but I've already decided. So I can't say it just in case they watch my live. They have to wait to Father's Day to find out. Alright, so this is the one at the top that I had cut from an envelope previously. And we're going to do that again. And I'll show you what I did. These are beautiful. They're beautiful to mail in. They're beautiful to cut up and use. And that's what I'm fixing to do right now, because I need a 4x4. That's because our paper basically is 4 1/4, right? Our cardstock. So I'm just going to get the edges off here, and then we'll get us down to a 4x4. So that's all I ever do, right? I just start off here. I'm not going to get 4. So you can see here, from where time I cut this off, I'm not going to get a 4x4. Over here, this is a 5 1/2. So you know what? I can do that. I don't want the seam down the middle of what I'm doing, because that's going to be like sticking out. So I'm just going to cut that off. I'll use it for something else. So like I always tell you, don't get rid of it, because we'll use it for something else. I use my leftover pieces. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. And then we'll put this aside here. Okay. Alright. Get this out of the way. So this is what I'm going to put on top, so it looks just like we did in the front one, right? So I'm just going to put this like right up here. And then, so we have another choice to make something a little bit different here. Just roll that across your hand if you can't get it going. That is the quickest way, I recently find out. By accident, right? Because I didn't have my silicone mat handy. So I just did it across my hand because I don't know why I did, but I just did. And I found out, discovered that it works just great. Alright, so here's the next change we're going to do. Is I've already stamped this right here. So this is what I did last week. So this week, we have two things. You can have two options, right? We can either do it like this and just give it a little accent on top and bottom, or we could even turn it sideways if you wanted to. It just depends on how you're feeling, right? Because you could do that just as well. I'm going to do mine a little bit above top and bottom. So what I'm going to do is, I already know that, so I'm just going to cut this in half with scissors. I could get my paper trimmer out again, but the truth of the matter is, this is all going to be hidden anyway, so why sweat the small stuff? That's small stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little glue here. And then, ooh, that was a lot of glue. Yeah, that's about right. So when you want a little glue, a lot comes out. When you want a lot of glue, a little comes out. Away it goes. Alright, so I'm just going to do it just like this. I'm just going to eyeball it, right? Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. So that's all we've done to give that a little extra border, is we've just set up there and cut it in half. And it's going to give it a top and bottom border. Let's see, let's see, slid sideways. Okay, that looks about the same. Okay, so there we go. Subtle changes, right? We made subtle changes. And in fact, I'll just go ahead and do this. And you see it leaves a gap. And that's what it's meant to do, right? This, it can have as much glue as it wants. Alright, and I'm just going to turn it and flip it over. And there we go. Alright, so if we look at last week's, let me put that aside, and this week's, that's the two different looks we have. So we get it all in here for you. So there we have there. We just added here. And down at the bottom, we just added some additional words. And we changed out the colors from, this is like early espresso, to crumb cake is what this color is. But it's actually also part of the cardstock that's in the kit. And then we flip it open to the original side. You can see that we just added some additional color there. We removed this here and we centered it. So that's how easy it is to just make some simple changes and have a totally new look, like it's a brand new card. So that's how simple it is, right? So we have this here, and here's our other two Well, actually, these are three. These are the three alternatives we've made from the kit. All right, just to give you an idea. And we'll make another one next week, but it won't be Father's Day, all right? Because Father's Day will be over. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? It's that simple to go out there, create, share, and give a card to someone and make a difference in their day. So with that, be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Teach Me Nana, where we'll make our fourth alternative. And if you enjoyed this, please be sure to follow us here on Facebook, but also on YouTube and Instagram, where we'll post our videos and also pictures of our cards. Be blessed. Have an amazing weekend. Be sure to treat the fathers in your life extra special, and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.